about 10 tries. We're finally live. Well, this is the thing, persistence is key. We don't give up. We just keep persevering, even if it is embarrassing. Now
That's
you
okay.
know.
No, no, it's fine. We're doing good.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Claudia, for being so patient, and thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. This is going to be the first what you call this, the first season of Courage interview here in the PAME Code Facebook group. You're one of our founding members in the group. And it would be so great to hear your stories of bravery and courage. So let's kick this off. When we say courage and bravery, what comes to your head? What does it mean to you?
Actually, it means to me personally to live up to your own truth, to be authentic and discover who you really are. I think that takes a lot of courage.
Right? Discovering and being true to who you are. And I
Yes.
was actually reading your blog, and you were talking about your nervous breakdown. That's really brave of you to be, to be able to talk about that openly. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. Well, I don't know if it's bravery to talk about it. I had the feeling that a lot of more people going through similar things in their life. And when we don't begin to share with each other, then nobody really, can be open about it and we can learn from each other. I'm a firm believer that we all own a piece to the puzzle, and as more as we open, as more as we can learn, and being vulnerable is actually a strength. That's what I learned. And we all humans, fumbling in the dark to find our way, and we can use as much help as we can get. So my nervous breakdown, I was a mother of three young kids, and I was not aware at that time that I was living somebody else's life. I was actually pleasing mother, father, teacher, kids, my previous husband, and I thought I was having a very good life. And I thought I was really happy, not knowing that I suppressed a lot of myself, my true feelings, my true passions. And at one point, my body just said, okay, enough, enough. And it put me in 6 weeks of terrible darkness. I just can't call it that way. Darkness, anxiety, panic attacks. And it just happened on the dime from one day to the other. I must have been really stubborn not to feel and see previous signs. My body had been giving me signs, but I thought it's stress, it's the kids. I had a baby, a toddler, and a first grader. So you're busy.
Sounds
And
hectic.
yeah, absolutely. And survival and all these things that we experience, sometimes. And so the nervous breakdown, actually going through these 6 weeks, I call it a phantom death, because going through this was very difficult, because I encountered a physician that was trained in psychology, and she did not rock me up, which I asked for, because I thought I need to function. And I actually told her, I said, can you give me some pills? I need to function. She said, yeah, you need to function, but on a total different level than you think you need to function. So she ordered me in once a week for talks. And so I thought she's a little cuckoo at that time, but I call her one of my human angels now, because she actually, I think, saved my life at that time. That was the first steps she showed me to find out what was really going on with me in my life. And it was a journey of the first steps, the first 7 years, to find out that I was actually living somebody else's life. And it was painful, not only for me to find out, it was for my spouse, my whole family. Because you, as the pro, when you go through a transformation, your family goes into deep fear. They
Mhm.
want you back where you are, no matter if you're sick or not. It was very convenient for them to live with you the way you were. And I stuck it out. It was tough. It was tough, but
Did it take a lot of courage to get yourself unstuck? How did you do it?
You know, I'm not really sure. I think the physician I had, she gave me literature to read. My whole emotional system broke down. I mean, now I know, what happened. I can label it. I started to get very sensitive to input from outside sources. My senses were heightened. Everything was scary to me. I started picking up on people's emotions. I started to see energy fields. It was scary. I really thought I'm going to lose it. And she helped me step by step to find out what this is about. And then I had the option to pursue these new insights that I was getting or shutting them down. But without medication, I just could make a choice. And I decided to pursue these new uh, abilities, and that scared my family again, especially my husband. I had a very nice husband, but the new Claudia was scaring him. And for
Mm.
7 years, I tried to save that marriage,
And
and
it
it
didn't work out.
it didn't work out because I felt anytime I went back into just pleasing him and other family members, my body was shutting down again, and I couldn't go back to that state. I wouldn't have been good for anybody else. So actually, I felt very lonely going through that time. I didn't have anybody but my good doctor, my human angel, and she connected me with other people and some groups, and then to get to the next step. I know we're going to be talking about. Then my youngest child, 8 months old, became very, very ill.
Yes, and you actually keep repeating it. You said it was scary times, and we
Yeah.
were like your husband is getting scared of the new Claudia. And courage actually comes from that point of being scared and facing that fear and taking the next step. So what happened next?
Actually, my son got very ill, very rare form of pneumonia, had to be rushed to the hospital. And I spent 10 days in intensive care with him, not knowing if he would survive. I thought I know what fear was, but that was a new level of fear, to be in the
Mm.
university clinic with my child. And he was a healthy nurse baby, when he became ill. And when he finally got better, I was told he would be prone to asthma and have chronic bronchitis for the rest of his life. And for me, that was not acceptable. I said, no way.
Mm. So so
So,
what happened?
this,
What did you do?
you were breaking up. I didn't get the last sentence.
Oh, sorry, Claudia. So what happened next?
Um, he was became a very sickly child for a couple of months after he recovered. And I was seeking alternatives because I felt all these antibiotics and steroids were just compromising his immune system. So I began the quest to look for alternatives, which led me to homeopathy, which is my greatest passion today. And I started researching in libraries. There were no computers at that time. That was in 1989 and 1990. So yeah, I was fascinated by these concepts, and I applied them uh, um, to my young family, and it actually worked. So I don't know if I had a remembrance to another lifetime, which is my belief system, but I picked it up easily. So for quite some years, I just learned by myself and applied the principles of homeopathy. And my youngest child today is 30 years old, never had a bronchitis in his life, and doesn't even know what asthma is. And I always say he's responsible for my path in life, at least for some of it.
That's fantastic. It sounds to me that, you have to go through this very dark period, these scary moments. You face it with courage. And now it's almost like you have a brand new life at the end of that dark period.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the next big step was because, my husband could not support my past. And I had to figure out, am I doing something wrong? Which I thought in the beginning I was something doing wrong, because I didn't see why he was so scared that I had different interests. And so long story short, we had to go separate ways because my body was getting sick again. So I had to
Yes.
end
So
this
you
marriage.
also had that courage to let go and make that decision. That's
Yes,
really brave.
very, so socially very unpopular.
Yes. So on the,
Very. I was a very
you
bad.
actually showed you showed courage on many different levels there, because it also takes a lot of courage to go against the norm, what is socially acceptable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I felt I would die on some level if I would not pursue my real life. I felt like I would not have been good to anyone anymore, not my children, not my friends. I just knew I had to go this path, and I did. And like I said, it was not easy because even my own parents couldn't understand me at that time. And I apologized to my previous husband numerous times that I never had the ability to explain to him why I had to leave.
Right. And how is life now?
Oh, life is just marvelous. I lived
I
quite
can
some
see
time
you're
by
glowing,
myself.
you're happy.
Yes, I lived quite some time by myself. My husband and I shared custody. So the kids were growing up to teenagers, and I studied homeopathy professionally, started in Germany, and then I met this beautiful husband of mine that I have now. We actually worked together for 2 years until we realized that there is a connection on another level. And he was asked to pursue a career in the United States, and he asked me to come. And I said yes.
Ah, fantastic, fantastic. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so great to be able to share these stories, Claudia. You've actually shown courage in so many levels. So, if you had any final words to our viewers today, when it comes to having to go through these dark periods in life and having to face your fears, what would you tell them? What advice would you give to them?
My suggestion is every ending has a new beginning, even if we don't see it at the moment. And always turn inward, so to speak. This is nothing woo-woo. Take the time, sit down, be quiet, and listen to your inner feelings. Does it feel good what you're about to encounter, or does it feel not good? It's actually easy. You have to follow your gut feeling. Takes probably a little of a training, but you're going to get there. And then just go what your heart is telling you and your mind. It's the balance between your logical mind and your heart. I just wrote a blog about it. How to pursue your intuition.
So it's about pursuing your interest. I'm sorry, Claudia. It's your connection is also breaking. But
Yes.
if people want to learn more about homeopathy or about following your intuition, where could we look for more information?
I'd be happy to speak with anybody. I'm offering consultations on several levels. I have a website, and I share openly on Facebook on my business page and answer questions without any asking for any fees. Whatever I can help with, I'd be happy to do so.
Awesome, fantastic. Thank you very much, Claudia. And I do apologize for the technical glitch earlier. You are the first of this series of Season of Courage interviews, and you've been so courageous stepping forward and be the first.
Thank you so much. Well, you said it so often. I don't really feel like so courageous, but it just feels right. And you
Awesome.
have a lot of courage too to do this. Was my first Facebook Live. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Claudia. Well, we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you, Emmy. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody, for listening and
And you
watching.
too. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.